All righty. Hello, Trish.
Hello, Cary.
Our first official kickoff for a live series. Of course, you and I, here we are. We'll be doing this regularly. Different people from Customer Gauge will be jumping on. I'm really excited to be the first too. Little nervous, let's be
Very
honest,
nervous.
right?
Very exciting, though.
But for those who haven't met either of us yet, or even if you have, we'll reintroduce ourselves. I'm Cary. I'm actually the VP of Customer Experience here at Customer Gauge.
Hi, I'm Trishaala Chengappa, and I'm the VP of Product Management here at CustomerGauge.
And we are going to tackle what I think is probably the most used, most excited topic of everyone's talking about right now. We're going to leap in here a little bit and talk about AI, right? And really, I mean, I'm going to start off with lob you a real easy question. Uh, how do you see AI actually disrupting customer experience?
AI has been transforming every industry. I think we've seen that, and the customer experience space is going to be no exception to it. About a year or so ago, if you remember, it was probably a lot more gradual. You had the text analytics, you had sentiment analysis, you had natural language processing, and then churn prediction as a result of that. The kind of evolution there was a lot more gradual. But in the last year, it has been like very dramatic. Almost every capability that people are thinking about introducing in the customer experience space is now being powered with generative AI or agentic AI in terms of the capability and the offering. However, I think what is most important in this space is how we're applying it.
Yeah.
And how does that kind of actually bring business value to that organization? So that business use case being powered with AI technology is where I see being the most disruptive and beneficial to users in this space.
Yeah, we talk to so many customers every day, and I
Yes.
think there's two groups. The group that's like, give it to me, and we want to do it, and we want to run with it. But there's a lot of people out there like, well, what can AI do for us, right? Like we see our competition doing it, we hear other people are doing it, but is it for us?
Yep.
And what place does it have? So I guess my next natural question then, because we are an account experience company and we work in a B2B space, what does AI look like in a B2B world?
In the B2B world, Karen, we both live in it almost every single day. And I think this is where successful adoption comes from really powering a validated business use case. Are we helping organizations be more efficient, reduce costs? Are we helping users be able to do their daily tasks faster, easier, better, simpler? When you kind of power that AI technology to address a business need or a pain point, that's when you would absolutely see the power and the adoption from it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, being in a B2B space, we've been talking for years about getting more feedback
Yeah.
and not just from one channel, but from multiple channels and different touch points across that relationship. And how can you keep up with that? You can't hire enough resources and put enough people out there to have an effective program. So AI is something that we see as a way to kind of complement and supplement that relationship, not replace. I'll,
Yeah.
I'll never use the word replace, but definitely kind of enhance and
Yeah.
empower a group of people, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I did want to share this because if you haven't seen it yet, we do have the State of AI B2B CX benchmark report that was released not too long ago. You can scan the QR. Oh, I don't know if I'm pointing the right way. It's QR code up there in the corner. You can scan that and get a copy of it directly. We'll also have some links available for that. But just a really great insights with a lot of backed up data that we've collected from a lot of companies. So let me ask this then. Let's talk about Customer Gauge's approach to AI.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? What are we currently doing right now to help these B2B businesses with AI?
I'd actually like to kind of talk about a couple of examples. We can't cover the whole lot on this series, but we definitely, I think, also have the QR code at the top for a webinar that we did recently, which kind of covers our entire vision, breadth, current offering. But maybe the first and the most simplest ones that we see organizations easily gravitate towards and adopt is the feedback AI, which is really helping them understand patterns and sentiments from their open comments, making that something that they can pass out around the organization, take strategic actions from them, and then monetizing, but also alerting people when you've got a promoter with a negative sentiment. How can you kind of close the loop on that? That's really, I think, where we've seen the first and simple kind of step into the AI space use case.
I think this is like the advanced version of text analytics, right? It takes us so much further. You don't have to build out these sophisticated libraries and do constant manual tagging. This is where AI becomes an assistant for you.
Yep.
And I love it because you brought up another point. We get feedback all the time
Yes.
about that was a 10, but there was some critical feedback in the comment section. And I think this really helps us bring that sentiment out and look at it weighted by things like revenue
Yep.
or sentiment, right?
That's the first and easy part that we've seen customers kind of step into. The next one is really powering from the whole close the loop, where you're getting feedback, you need to follow up with the customer, and we know that that's really crucial for the whole response rate boosting part. But closing the loop in itself, especially when you have critical feedback, is hard. Crafting a message from when trying to turn that conversation into a positive, crafting the message doesn't come naturally to everybody, and that's where we've really powered the CustomerGauge AI to help assist with that. It looks through the feedback, the comments, the driver selected, the scores given, and then in a matter of a few seconds crafts a custom response that a user can then take, tweak, apply, and then send out, minimizing that entire time to follow up, but also taking away that whole fear that feedback can, bring to all of us.
Yes. I would say, the last numbers we saw, 80% of accounts, companies don't follow up with feedback on a regular basis. And if you think about what's preventing that from happening, right? Empower your frontline,
Yep.
but why not give them a tool that can kind of be like a starter,
Yep.
get them over that fear of just what to start with, and then use that as kind of an inspiration
Yep.
of how to pick up the phone, how to leave a voicemail, or how to send a message back to somebody. It's a huge help. I use it. Sometimes I have a hard time getting started.
Yes.
And it's just nice when, it's not nice when you get bad feedback, but it's really nice to have an assistant there that can kind
Definitely.
of get that conversation started for you, for sure. For sure.
And I think the last example that I want to kind of talk to today, leaving some more really powerful ones for the next series, is what we started with, account teams. And you were kind of talking about how with account teams, you've got lots of actions, lots of feedback points, lots of graphs and charts that you have to look through and kind of make those analyses yourself in order to understand the health of your customer. And that is where I think the AI assisted summaries, the account summaries, is a really powerful tool. In a matter of few seconds, an account manager can get a nice summary where the AI looks at the history. So over time, how has this been going? And then provides a very quick health check on what's going well, what's my NPS trend, what is the likelihood that they're going to give me a positive score the next time, the likelihood that this is a great time to actually have a upsell conversation. You don't want to go and have an upsell conversation with the account that's absolutely feeling quite frustrated at the moment. It tells the frontline teams is it seeing something in all of that feedback over the period of time that they should be aware of, the pain areas, the positive areas as well, and then any suggestions that you can use to actually improve the relationship. Where can you start? Again, giving you that guidance, the starting point that you can go with. All very quick, easy, simple, which means that you also short circuit the time spent in actually diagnosing all of this. In a matter of few seconds, you've got a really nice report in your hands. And I think that is quite transformative in this place.
There's a theme through all these examples. We keep talking about saving time, right? But I will say that the account summary is such a great way, because getting prepared for a phone call, a conversation, a contract renewal. Listen, guys, we're all in the business of driving business.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, to have a summary in front of you that can collect all that information over a certain period of time and different touch points
Yep.
and give you the ability to kind of customize that, it changes the conversation you're about to have by having that view in front of you.
Yep.
We hear from our accounts already, they're seeing value from it. I know our internal team is already benefiting from being able to use this. It's a more effective way to spend time and get to the real part of
Yep.
the conversation, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Very excited about that. So I do want to put you on the hot seat a little bit. I'm gonna ask you a question here because instead of talking about what's next, I know we have another one coming on more of these streaming sessions, but I do want to ask you this: AI in the B2B world, in the CX space,
Mhm.
is it evolution or is it revolution?
I think my honest answer was up until about a year ago, it was an evolution. You were gradually doing a little bit here and a little bit there, plugging into platform capabilities. But over the last year, it's been a revolution. It's changing the way we're thinking of what we are offering our customers. And everything is kind of being AI powered at the back of it. So I think it's definitely a revolution to the space of customer experience, but also how we're building and releasing capabilities.
Yeah, I'll take you off the hot seat there for a minute, but
Thank
I
you.
I do agree with you. I think now more than ever, you need to figure out how to use this tool. It's like the internet. It's like what video did for us on, being able to everyone be able to broadcast like we are right now. You got to figure out how to use that for your business now
Yep.
and be part of the revolution. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind the evolution that'll be
Yep.
happening without you, right? So great answer, Trish. Well, Trish, thank you so much for joining.
Very.
And again, we look forward to the next ones coming up. Please stay tuned,
Yeah.
and we'll talk to all of you soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye.